What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. It is currently 5:30 on Tuesday, and today we're going to be talking about carb cycling. So for any of you that don't know what carb cycling is, it essentially is exactly how it sounds: cycling your carbs. So for people that do use it, it's mostly used to kind of like lose weight or tighten up your midsection of your body, and kind of really just shock your body into losing weight and kind of losing the fatty areas that we really have trouble losing. Like I've said in recent videos, mine is my my lower midsection and like my sides. So this is a good way to kind of really attack those sections of your body to use them as fuel instead of using the carbs you eat. So what I mean by that is that on a certain normal day, I'll be eating anywhere from 350 to 400 carbs. So to some of you that's a lot, but I seem to maintain that lately, and it's able to work for my maintenance period right now. But if I'm looking to kind of shock my body or kind of lose some stubborn sections of my body, I'm going to cycle my carbs down to anywhere from about a third of that to a half of that, or even like under 100 carbs a day. So by doing that, you're essentially forcing your body to be using that fat sources in your body as fuel. So if I'm only having 100 carbs a day or less than 100 carbs a day, my body's going to be like, hey, what the heck's going on? Why are you cutting down so rapidly when you had 350 yesterday? So essentially it's going to be using the sources of fat that are stored in your body that are hard to get rid of sometimes as the energy throughout your day. So over the last maybe week or so, I've been kind of doing the carb cycling. I like to do, based on my workouts, and I discussed with my trainer Gus, the way we work it is that on days where I'm going to be lifting smaller body parts like arms or shoulders, I'll be doing lower carb days. On days where I need the energy more, like legs or back or chest, I'm going to be having high carb days. So yesterday was Monday and I did arms, so I was at about 175 carbs. Today I'm doing shoulders, so I'm going to be about maybe 100. I'm aiming for about 100 carbs today. It's not the lowest I've been before. I've been down to about 50 last year, and it's miserable, to be honest. But you do see the results, especially if you add in the fasted cardio in the morning to it. It definitely is very beneficial and noticeable. So today, what I'm going to be showing you guys is my pre-workout meal. So I've had most of my carbs for the day up to about now. I've had about probably 80-ish carbs for now throughout the day. So I can definitely feel it. Energy's definitely a little low, but that's what it really comes with it. It's kind of just shocking your body. So I'm trying to have the goal today, like when you're doing the low days for carb cycling, is to kind of save your biggest carb meal, quote unquote, for your pre-workout, because that's when you need the most energy before you work out. So I like to do the cream of rice before I work out. I'll do about 1 to 1.5 servings, so it's about 30, 40 carbs. Where is it? Yeah, 35 carbs for 1 serving. So that's going to put me at about probably 100, 115 tops, which I'm kind of aiming for today. I mean, it's a little bit higher than I wanted to, but it is hard, like I said, to go under 100 because it really does, take your energy away, especially when you're not used to it for a while. So I'm going to be cooking up about 1 serving of this. Take some pre-workout, which I'll show you guys. I just got. So for the longest time, I was taking pre-workout I was not cycling off it they supposedly say you should. I was going probably, honestly, 5+ years of just switching through different pre-workouts, like most of us do these days. But over the last maybe 4 or 6 months or so, I switched over to kind of just being fully natural, just using caffeine, like sources like coffee instead of pre-workouts, because I was always fearing what's in these pre-workouts that you don't know about, But lately, my energy level at the gym has been kind of low. The coffee's just not cutting it. And I've looked into some all natural pre-workouts. Haven't really found one that I really want to use or really did too much research on. But I have this one here. It's called Amino Energy. It's a very basic, pre-workout. It's mostly just amino acids, but it also has caffeine in it and electrolytes. It's about, for 2 scoops, which is 1 serving, it's 100 milligrams of caffeine. And you get 5 grams of amino acids. I mean, there's other stuff in there that, of course, I can't pronounce because it's probably just fillers and stuff. But I've used it before in the past, and honestly, I don't think it's the worst thing compared to what's out there. It's somewhat natural. I've used it in the past, and like I said, it works for me. You get your amino acids as well as the caffeine source. And it's not like some of these crazy pre-workouts where you're, taking in, 300+ milligrams of caffeine, and you have the jitters, and you're up all night, and you're sweating. For me, that's just with my anxiety and everything. I can't handle that kind of stuff. So after I do the cream of rice, I'm going to take 2 scoops of this, and I'll probably hit the gym around 6:30 or so, and we'll see you guys there. So one thing I forgot to mention was that the reason why I'm doing this carb cycling so early. A lot of you that do know about the carb cycling method and like the prep method and everything that goes through it. You obviously wonder, my show's in June, and it's February 28th today, right? I think, or 24th, 5th, whatever it is. And you're gonna wonder why I'm doing this so early. Essentially since I have the cruise coming up in about 2 to 3 weeks, I thought I'd kind of do like this like mini cut before the cruise. One, because it's a cruise and it'll be outside of my bathing suit. 2, because I kind of want to see where my body is right now to see how it would adapt to this carb cycling, and how quickly I can cut down the fatty areas that I have, the hard to lose areas. So am I going to be doing this for 4 months? No, because it's miserable, like I said, and it's very tough to do, and it's not something you want to do if you're trying to gain the most muscle before your show. But I'll be doing it for the next maybe 2 weeks or so, just to see how my body reacts, how it adapts, how I look after these next 2 weeks, and if those stubborn areas do go away. And then from there, we'll adapt after I come back from the cruise and see how everything goes. So just want to throw that out there for everybody that would be questioning, hey, why are you doing this so early? What's the point of this? This is not a long-term thing. It's more made for closer to the competitions when you start doing this carb cycling. But as I said, I'm trying to do this for more of a mini cut first, and then we'll adapt after the cruise. So that's that. Eat pre-workout, then go to the gym, and we'll see you guys there. What's going on, guys? So I'm going to do a little bit of voiceover for this workout here. So as I mentioned before, since I was on a low carb day, I'm going to be doing a smaller muscle group. So I chose to do shoulders today. I'm going to keep everything really, really high, high volume. That's going to be the focus of this workout. So you see here, I started with the seated barbell press. I had about 12 to 15 reps on this one for about 4 sets. I really just tried to focus on, bringing it down below my chin and really just pressing up, and just, squeezing the muscle on the way up. And after doing my 4 sets of that, I moved into a more of a seated front raise with the dumbbells. So here you kind of want to bring them up to the side, but then, as you bring to the side, bring it up as well. So it's kind of like you're just moving forward as you're bringing it up. You really want to hit the front part of your shoulder for this workout. Again, I'm trying to keep the volume for this workout, so I'm going to keep around 15 reps for this. You could do these seated or standing. Today I decided to do them seated. It really hits the same muscle unit group. This kind of just helps you to not really, jerk forward when you do it because you're seated. You're not using the rest of your body as if you were standing up. And then after that, I moved into, actually I think I supersetted these 2. I did just seated lateral raises on the 90-degree bench. Again, you can do these standing or seated. Again, kept these more for volume, just trying to really focus on using the shoulder muscle and not really using anything else to get the weight up. 12 to 15 reps, 3 or 4 sets. You can do these standing as well. This really just tries to, focus on getting the rounded part of the shoulder and kind of just define it more, especially on a low carb day like this where you're trying to really hit the volume. And then next, I moved into a rear delt movement. So this is something that I've done in videos before in the past. I think it's one of my favorite exercises for rear delts. To standing cable face pull. So I like to use the rope as you see here. There's a bigger rope and a smaller rope at our gym. The bigger rope, I think you just give more of a contraction on the way, because it's just easier. You'll see here I pretty much, move myself forward as I let the weight go, and then fully contract on the way back, getting that rear delt muscle to really contract. Now, I love this movement because, my rear delts really do struggle, and I'm sure, a lot of the people have the same issue. So by doing this movement, it really helps to round the full shoulder muscle. Then I moved into a standing barbell press. I kept the weight really light on this one. I usually struggle with this as it is anyway, but for this, I put on that's 2 10s on each side. So it's about 45, 60, about 100 pounds on there probably. So I really just focus on, keeping my body stiff as possible as I do this. The best thing everybody's told me to do is really squeeze your glutes when you do this, so you don't kind of jerk yourself forward and use your chest muscles as much. Again, I kept this volume, so it was about 4 sets of 12 reps. And then I moved into a bent over lateral raise. I like to do this, it's good for a lateral raise, but at the same time, it kind of gets your rear delts as well. So I did this with the dumbbells, kept the weight really light. Again, it was, obviously a little bit harder because you're moving during a superset, so it's, definitely more fatigued after doing the first exercise. By doing this, I'm really helping to bring up my rear delts, which again, I can't stress it too much that, it really helps you keep your shoulders more rounded, and it gives that full, that full shoulder look where everybody's looking for, because if your shoulders are really round in the front and they're flat in the back, it kind of doesn't really give you the full, the muscular look you're looking for to build your upper body. And then after that, my last movement I did, you can see most of this day was focused on the rear delts, was just a seated reverse pec deck fly. Again, keeping the weight really high, focusing on volume, not the weight, the reps really high, focusing on volume. Good here. That one of the things that Gus told me to do here was to keep your elbows up as you do it, because you really want to contract the inside part of your upper back, which is your rear delts. And by doing this, keeping your shoulders up, you kind of just get a straight range of motion while you do it. So this was pretty much the last exercise I did for today. So I hope you guys enjoyed this commentary, and we'll see you in the next video.